This is Ruchi Mukherjee for TV Asia here at the Rice University, bringing details from the documentary Plan B, a Hashoo Foundation event. Welcome TV Asia. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Cristal Montañez. I'm the Executive Director for the Hashoo Foundation USA.
Tell us a little about the Hashoo Foundation and what brought you to get involved with it and bring it here in Houston.
The Hashoo Foundation is a nonprofit organization committed to help promote education and poverty alleviation through training and skill building. I was on the board of UNICEF when I was invited to see the projects of the foundation. Subsequently, I traveled to Pakistan, saw firsthand the difference on the field that the foundation is making, not only with the women, but with the young men and with the young people, that we have scholarships to bring them back to school, because that is a different region of the world, as you well know. And the children are usually needed on the field to help their parents produce. It's a very tough job to convince those parents the value of education and get those children back into school. That's one of our projects. Once I was in Pakistan and saw all these different projects, I began working for the foundation, and I've been the executive director for the last 2 years.
I have a question regarding what measures are you going to take to make sure that the women who are working there get the most of the share, the hard work they put in?
That's a very interesting question, because we have empowered the Association of Bee Farmer Producers in the northern areas of Pakistan. We introduced the women, promoted election, and as you saw in the documentary, one of our women is the vice president of the association. Now these farmers, male and females, are working together. They are setting their own price. Now there is no discrepancy between the price that was paid for the honey of a man or a woman. Now they know that if they produce X amount of kilograms of honey, it represents to them an income of X amount of rupees. So it is a beautiful model, because they control their production. They can control or increase their production in order to make more money, and nobody will ever exploit the farmers, because now they are participating in their association. They set the price for their own honey.
So Andrew, tell us about the timeline, the documentary.
The Time Life, the Time Life fellow came to the house and spoke to my father and I about our nonprofit, Bees Without Borders, and he managed to take hours and hours of raw footage where I was stuttering and stumbling and craft it into a nice little 4-minute piece that projected us in a much better light than we deserve to have been shown in.
So what are the expectations from today's evening?
Well, today's evening, I think, is to raise awareness for the Hashoo Foundation, and the Hashoo Foundation is part of the global initiative, and they're working on a number of projects, and the biggest one is this beekeeping program in northern Pakistan. So as a beekeeper, I'm here to encourage, help promote the Hashoo Foundation's beekeeping project.
He's been a shepherd in Ireland, a kebab shop worker in Wales, a high school teacher without a high school diploma in Ecuador, a barback in Japan, a textile exporter in Guatemala, a taxi driver in New York, and a cinema projectionist in Connecticut. Amongst other unusual activities, Andrew has had a personal audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, earned his black belt in Aikido while living in a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan, and bicycled from London to Marrakesh.
The honeybee, as we know it, is about 100 million years old. I don't mean the bees, I mean that species has been around for 100 million years. It's a derivation of another insect that's 200 million years old. Right now, the honeybee that pollinates 1/3 of the food that we eat is one of about 2 million species of apis. And so there are a lot of bees and wasps flying around out there, but only one type makes honey fit for human consumption, and that is Apis mellifera. And you're all familiar with that type from that Jerry Seinfeld movie, and The Secret Life of Bees, and that, I'm sure. Honeybees in the USA have a shorter history. They have not been here for 100 million years. They've been here for about 400 years. They were brought over by the colonists in the 1600s to pollinate the fruit trees. that ties into what we're looking to do in Pakistan. The Native Americans call the honeybee the white man's fly, and when the honeybee was seen, it was seen as an encroachment, a harbinger of the white man coming closer to the area where the Native Americans were. So it was a bad sign for them. Honeybees in agriculture have been used for at least 4,000 years. In Egypt, they used to put beehives on barges and float them up and down the Nile in order to pollinate different crops, so you'll get different types of honey. There are 300 types of honey in the U.S. Different flowers have different nectars make different honey. You've got eucalyptus, yellow star thistle, buckwheat, alfalfa, all kinds of honey. I don't know what you have in Texas. I think a lot of eucalyptus. I'm not sure. I've only been here a few hours, but ask me tomorrow. I'll tell you more about it.
World Challenge 08 is a global competition aimed at finding projects and small businesses from around the world that have shown enterprise and innovation at a grassroots level. The World Challenge 08 is sponsored by BBC World News and Newsweek, in association with Shell. It is about championing and rewarding projects and businesses which really make a difference.
The winner of the World Challenge 08 competition will receive a grant of $20,000 to invest back into their project, and the two runners-up will each receive $10,000.
The Women Empowerment Through Honeybee Farming Project was first presented in 2007 during the Poverty Alleviation Session at the Clinton Global Initiative's annual meeting. Originally aiming to reach 50 women by 2009, this initiative has already exceeded its target, training and engaging 90 women in honeybee production and benefiting 600 dependents in just 1 year.
Today it's not on any main route, and tourism has slumped with the country's political instability. Getting products out of here adds to costs. As a result, most of what is produced here is eaten here. That's called subsistence farming. And subsistence means poverty, especially for the women whose status is many notches below the men in this conservative society. Enter the Hashoo Foundation, a non-profit organisation set up by the Hashwani family. Chair Sarah Hashwani wants to see some changes in these remote communities. To make this happen, the foundation began giving training in beekeeping. Crucially, the Hashoo Foundation was also able to link these remote honey producers to lucrative markets in Pakistan's 5-star hotels.
They're not interested in just helping them earn more money, but we want to see that their children are better educated, that their children have access to health care, that they have better sanitation in the house, they have access to better nutrition. It's been close to a year that we started the project. We've seen a tremendous difference in the lives of the women and the families.
80 women and 5 men form the Gilgit Bee Association. Each has received training from the association, which has also provided each member with 1 beehive to kickstart their business. The Aga Khan Rural Support Program offered training and incentives for the association members.